We're back. There go my shirt. I'm getting ready to go out to that pop locking event and graffiti art event. So, I got a scandal, food stamp fraud, hot news, just hit. So, subscribe to the channel, and there's my Cash App right over here, right there. If you feel free to want to donate to the channel, or either you can Cash App me in the feed. But man, we finna get this thing really, really cracking. So let me go over here. Fair use. There's a couple of things out. Let's check out our board first. I've seen this one right here. Check it out.
Because it helps us. Now, y'all back and we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us. Now, y'all, today we have one of those crazy stories that you say, how could this happen? How could it happen? A $66 million food stamp fraud ring that was running right under investigators' nose for years. And they were able to get away with over 66, almost $70 million. Now, this is...
Check it out.
For identifying food stamp fraud. Earlier this month, we highlighted a national scam in our special report, Faces of the Forgotten. Thousands of people in Alabama have had millions of dollars stolen from their EBT accounts. And for the last 5 months, they say they have not been reimbursed.
So, y'all, it appears that under the Biden administration, there was just, was it just that you had the government that was asleep at the wheels? You had Stacey.
Yeah. That's what happened. The government was really asleep right at the wheels. It's because even out here towards Bakerfield and Fresno, I might have a chance while y'all watching the video to see if I can find that recent one from last year ago, where people woke up and saw that they didn't have no food stamps right on their car. So let's get back to this part of the show, because man, this is stuff that it don't go across on every news station for some odd reason, y'all know. And man, come on, let's hear some more.
Abrams getting $2 billion. And I know it didn't go directly to her, right? But she was involved in the group that received $2 billion. And that was part of a larger, $20 billion program. And then we found out that another program was even bigger than that. Here we have a $66 million fraud, y'all. This is where all of our money's going, y'all. Besides this, you already know about the people who are in the country without permission,
so
besides all the money that we're spending.
So let's check out some more.
That received $2 billion. And that was part of a larger
administration is going to be able to largely put an end to the waste, fraud, and abuse. If there's ever a case of just straight fraud, this would be it, right? This is waste, fraud, and abuse. Do you think Donald Trump is going to be able to put an end to this? And what happens when he's gone? Right?
Wow.
Don't the bad actors just get right back to business as usual?
Yeah. Now, let's see. Now, feel free to go over there and check out that paralegal one. And I got one more to come, because like what he was saying, hey, this is in Alabama. Imagine there's some more unreported, unauthorized transactions, individuals knowing that they're not receiving their food stamps, just like the Fresno case. I'm going to see if I can find this video where, because we put into law last year that we're not going to, California, reimburse folks that happen to have food stamps that, come up allegedly missing from their account. So they just looking at us this way, or framing it to be looking at us this way, or those that are below the poverty line. So here's the other video that I found, because this news just recently came out, and right here, and we're gonna see what our girl right here has to say.
Are now charged with a huge fraud. 6 people are now charged with a huge fraud and bribery scam targeting food stamps. And the USDA employee who's charged actually worked in the division responsible for identifying food stamp fraud.
Imagine a situation where a government employee is being paid to stop a crime, only to find out that they have become the crime. Buckle up, because today we're diving into the USDA worker who co-starred in a $66 million food stamp heist.
Wow.
A USDA employee and 5 other people are charged in what authorities are calling one of the largest food stamp frauds in U.S. history. Now, you're looking at the names of the defendants in the case on your screen.
Starting
Wow, did y'all see that?
In the case.
Wow. Check out those names there. Check out the way the names look. The last name, I only see one name up there, and that's the last one. They have something that looks to me like a traditional English American name. All the other ones, wow. Wow. So, you know, and then they have 2 of the names with the same last name, Omar and Liban. So this was definitely some ring stuff going on. Man, I mean, like, this is deep. Let's check out some more of the show. I mean, look. Man. So let's get back to the show. See what else they finna talk about. I may speed it up.
On your screen.
Starting somewhere around 2019, a man named Michael Kehoe ran a network supplying somewhere around 160 unauthorized EBT terminals to ineligible shops, like places selling cigarettes and alcohol. And these unauthorized businesses ended up processing over $30 million in illicit SNAP transactions.
Additional charges of bribery and honest services fraud. A U.S. attorney says Davis betrayed the public trust by selling confidential government information to the very criminals she was supposed to catch.
Wow. So Davis. So that last name, Davis, was helping out Michael, and Davis must be the employee. Oh, okay, so I'm going to back that up a t-bit to see if we can get some more meat on the bone. So just hold in there. Just hold up right there.
Accused in the case, she faces additional charges
With her own
misappropriate USDA benefits. Arlassa Davis is the USDA employee accused in the case. She faces additional charges of bribery and honest services fraud. A U.S. attorney says Davis betrayed the public trust by selling confidential government information to the very criminals she was supposed to catch. One investigator says Davis assisted her co-conspirators in exploiting the SNAP program, creating more than $66 million in unauthorized transactions.
And it resulted in $66 million being stolen from the food stamp program. So
with RideCheck, if we detect your ride goes off course, stops unexpectedly, or ends early, we'll check in to ask if everything is okay and offer resources to help. That's safety simplified. Uber.
Let's see how they was doing.
York-based network frauds in U.S. history. Prosecutors said Michael Assistance Program, SNAP employee charged a U.S.
Right here.
And she made it rain for the wrong crowd.
He's charged a U.S. Department of Agriculture employee and 5 others in a fraud and bribery scheme that prosecutors say defrauded the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, also known as food stamps, of $66 million in unauthorized transactions. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York called it one of the largest food stamp frauds in U.S. history. Prosecutors said Michael Kehoe, who is of no apparent relation to Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe, led a New York-based network that tricked the government into issuing about 160 electronic benefit transfer EBT machines to businesses that were not eligible to have them, including smoke shops and other ineligible businesses. These businesses processed fake or illegal transactions totaling more than $30 million in EBT activity, which...
So...
Wow. Fair use, fair use. You know, man, like, dang, can't I believe it? Look, look, look.
terminals to unauthorized places. So let me break this down for you.
So that must be Michael. That guy there must be Michael Kehoe, I believe. Let's bag it up and check. See? Of Merrick Bank. Check this out. Of a bank. I mean, like, golly. They was out there doing it, y'all. They was straight up doing it, for real. Of a bank. Man. Woo-wee. So I like to say fair use. Go over there and check out the Homegirls channel. Leslie channel. Leslie Glenn's channel, because her channel is right here. She has all sorts of dynamite. She has all sorts of dynamite information. You know, check it out. Froster. The fraud thing is real. I'm going to be like trying to find the one I was talking about, which happened a few months ago. And meanwhile, check out her channel. And the first video I had was the paralegal one. And then that one is this one. Paralegal Institute of Washington. Right there. And then there go the shade room from 10 months ago. The one I showed yesterday. So let's get out of the screen. So now I'm gonna see if I can find the fraud and the scams that happen in California. If not, I really should have put the video that I did on it so y'all can get a glimpse of what I was talking about. In California, maybe if I do it like this, it might show. Yeah, here's one of them. Here's the one I was talking about. This is a year ago.
Reality for many people. Imagine having money drained from the card you and your family need to survive. That is the reality for many people in our community right now. Hello, I'm Alex Bell, and in this To The Point feature, we're investigating EBT card theft.
So this was a year ago. This is in the California area. So I'm up here trying to keep it really on point that, you know, hey, we're getting low forecasters on these frauds and scandals. I don't know, but as you notice, this administration is not ashamed to expose it.
And possible solutions. In 2023 alone, Sacramento County spent more than $12 million to reimburse victims of EBT theft. Benefit recipients throughout the state reached out to the Point team asking, how is my information being stolen? Is it an inside job? And what is being done to fix the problem? Here's what we learned.
Inside Kevin's South Sacramento apartment.
I'm a foodie, so I love to cook.
It's hard to miss the giant cooking rack. The pots and pans tell his story, and he swears by his family's recipe. Holding on to faith, trust, encouragement, understanding, good health, and consideration despite falling on hard times.
The fear of not being able to have something for a decent dinner each night.
Wow. So what happened?
The father of two lost his job in 2023. He reluctantly signed up for CalFresh, California's food assistance program, and got an electronic benefits transfer card, also known as an EBT card.
It has allowed me to continue to buy food, to be able to eat and feed my kids and survive during this time.
The state deposits money on these debit cards each month to recipients who qualify for food and cash assistance programs. The program is run by the California Department of Social Services. For millions, these EBT cards are survival. But every time Kevin goes to the grocery store, anxiety creeps in at the register. Several incidents with his EBT card being declined can do that.
And I thought, what the heck's going on? So I called the number on the back of the card, and my balances were zero.
His account drained, his EBT card information stolen.
So it was over $700, almost $800 gone, wiped out completely.
California has been hemorrhaging money the last few years trying to reimburse benefits recipients like Kevin receive, victims who've had their EBT benefits stolen. According to Cal Matters, last year, California was losing about $10 million of your taxpayer dollars a month to EBT theft. Oftentimes, benefits are stolen repeatedly. Kevin says just a few months after his benefits were reimbursed, they were stolen again, along with the monthly benefit he had just received.
$2, and that was it. The rest was wiped out. You take it personally. I thought, what the heck am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong here? But I called in again, and this time I was on hold for literally a day, almost 8 hours.
Kevin.
Wow, this is crazy. This was a year ago. That's ABC 10 News, Sacramento, in California, a year ago. And I mean, like, this fraud stuff, it is going down. It's been going down. But see, let's listen to a little bit more. Man, like this. Woo! Woo! That's another level.
Received 3 EBT replacement cards in 1 year alone to protect his account.
It just weighs on you. I try not to let the kids know, but my son's aware. He'll say things like, we don't need that.
And investigators say thieves are scamming and skimming EBT cards. Scamming is when fraudulent text messages, emails, or calls are sent to people to get sensitive information. Skimming is where someone inserts a device at a grocery store, gas station, or bank, capturing a cardholder's information. In Sacramento County, skimming is the most common type of theft. The county says it happens more frequently at convenience stores with ATMs.
You're dealing with real victims. You're dealing with people in person that are desperately waiting for these funds so that they can take care of themselves and their family.
Jana Haynes with the Sacramento County Department of Human Services.
Wow. Man, look. So I'm going to pop it up right over here. Feel free to go over there and check out this Fox 10's News of Sacramento. I may put in link when I get back from the graffiti art thing, but let's check out the syndicate part of this show.
Study the system.
County fraud departments are hitting roadblocks trying to investigate crime syndicates throughout the nation.
We're reaching out to our federal partners. We are dealing with Homeland Security, FBI, Secret Service. We are all trying to chase after the same thing, and yet we don't have a central resource to even run a picture through to say, has anyone nationwide ran into this person?
The CWFIA says county fraud departments are calling each other to cross-reference information. They'd like to see a central database to help track crime trends and reports.
We have reached out locally to our state asking for this resource. It has not gotten us any traction. We have 0 people raising their hands to answer this call.
As more
officers didn't go on camera for their own safety and
in person that are desperately waiting for these funds so that they can take care of themselves and their family.
Jana Haynes with the Sacramento County Department of Human Services says the county has 2 investigators that strictly work on EBT claims.
Those 2 swore.
Do y'all hear that? 2 investigators. I've been saying things like this when it comes to our housing issues. And now they don't have 2 investigators when it comes to something seriously as cold, hard cash, money, food, cash on feeding families. This man just lost his job. I'm quite sure he's looking for a job. He don't fit the profile of someone that's lazy. Woo, man, I just can't believe this because, like, let's listen.
Peace officers didn't go on camera for their own safety and autonomy needed to do their jobs, but they did give us their insight. They say EBT theft concerns started back in 2019, and they warned the California Department of Social Services when they cracked a major case.
One person being able to defraud that many people, we knew that there was a huge problem.
Woo! Sacramento County EBT fraud investigators say Jawan Gibson was able to scam over 1,600 victims in more than 30 counties in California.
He was able to amass about $1 million in cash over a year.
Gibson pleaded guilty to multiple counts, including grand theft and possessing access to card-making equipment. He was sentenced to 48 months in state prison and ordered to pay over $800,000 in restitution to reimburse victims. Sacramento County, like many other counties, is seeing a significant increase in EBT theft. Take a look at 2023. Sacramento County data shows just in the month of January, recipients were reimbursed more than $550,000. Throughout the year, reimbursements continue to climb. In December alone, the county ended up reimbursing more than $1.6 million.
That's why right on the screen I did a few months ago, they stopped this for like last year. They said they wasn't going to reimburse nobody. But then once Trump and everybody started rolling, they start feeling like, oh, we just did another bus out there in Sacramento. And then I guess they had to come to terms to reimburse because they had proof that people was spending their money at a stores like miles away in another city and in another state. That's how this syndicate is doing it. Either in your state or out of state, because it's all electronic. So man, this is deep.
The end of 2023, Sacramento County reimbursed over $12 million, and that's just 1 year alone.
If you multiply that over many years,
and that's just 1 year alone.
If you multiply that over many years, over many counties, you can imagine the prevalence of the problem. It's hard on taxpayers.
Over $12 million.
Wow, that's a lot.
And that's just 1 year alone.
If you multiply that over many years, over many counties, you can imagine the prevalence of the problem. It's hard on taxpayers, and all of that money comes out of the general fund. And so it's a huge financial impact as well as a mental and emotional tax on the people that are getting this money stolen.
California tax.
Wow.
Just because they're identical doesn't mean they have.
That's a lot, folks. That is definitely a lot. That is costing taxpayers millions and millions of dollars, man. Because dang, and then to reimburse them after they got it stolen, that just doubled it. Wow. And then you don't know, they discovered in California that from a big bust in 2019. So now it's 2025, and this was a year ago, newscast. So, the one that I was talking about in Sacramento, that should be real close up in here too. This is 5 months ago. Welfare fraud investigators say California new EBT card won't stop criminals. This is another Channel 7 one. Check this one out. Here's one more to go, and I'm gonna call it a day.
Rolling out something most of.
And this is in San Diego. The next one is San Diego. Check this out.
Of us probably already have in our wallet plastic cards with a security chip, the ones that let you tap to pay at the register. 3.2 million Californians on food stamps and welfare will get new EBT cards by this June. More than 400,000 of them live right here in San Diego County. In a news release, the county claims this update makes welfare money much less accessible to thieves and more difficult to steal benefits.
But the fraud investigators who work inside California's welfare county offices say that's doubtful. The rollout is a year behind the state's own schedule. And as NBC7 investigates.
So that's sad. So go over there and check out the San Diego news, California new EBT card. You see what it say in the white print? Won't stop criminals. So, you know, I might come back to that later. But in the meanwhile, man, if you're out there with an EBT card, what I'm going to say, the best strategy, be careful to what sort of stores that you go to, the moms and pop stores. Hey, everyone's running a legitimate business, but if you seem not to be in your regular store or community and you change your pattern, hey, just skip going to that sort of store. Maybe a gas station that you normally go to, franchise gas station, hold on to the receipt. So, you know, they can follow certain paper trails of where your card been. See, so that makes sense. Dang, man, that was a real good thing to come up with. So, meanwhile, if you feel like donating to the channel, I'm going to go over here, take some pictures, me and my son. So, MC, let's get the show on the road. And, man, that's a lot of things going on. So, this Labor Day weekend, be careful about Labor Day weekend, about people that's getting too close to you, holding devices in their hands, trying to check the gas station micro thing if you're sliding your car there. If you're going to a bank, look at your surroundings, make sure you check if you see any shady characters or, you know, all sorts of things that's going on. But most of all, I like that first excuse. If you have a place that you don't normally go to, pass on, you know, slide in their car. Especially if you have to hand the car off, and if they have to slide it, be cautious of that too. Because you heard earlier, right in the show, they said this has been detected at tobacco shops. Golly. So, you know, it's a syndicate type of organizations and different type of rings and cliques. So with that, I would like to say this is MC just straight up telling you, recovery is an inside job. Okay? Remember that recovery is an inside job to return us back to a place of full understanding. And with that, I'm out.